Deep thinking is AI proof. Ask a novelist who maps connections between characters in a notebook. She knows that an AI can access published words, but it can't access this notebook, the months of thinking that makes the story work. The ability to maintain coherent structure over long works isn't just another skill, it's a human advantage. And for developers, better AI isn't just about more data, it's about understanding how humans plan and structure experience over time.
But let's bring it back to deep thinking and what's happening with AI and what you can actually do both to find some way to work with AI as a creator, a writer, and find ways as a developer to use what I'm sharing here. Because deep thinking is what makes AI really good, and it is what makes a writer really, really stand out if they can communicate that. So there are companies actually bringing writers in to train the AI data. Not just let them go crazy and be all creative, but to come in different ways. In fact, I'm going to show you in section 2 where we talk about comedians who've been used to improve AI. Now, that sounds sort of crazy, but think about it. AI right now is trained mostly on data off the internet, socials, and a lot of other science journals, things like that they could buy or that's publicly available. But I've read estimates that like 75% of content is not data, is not digitized. There's so many opportunities. Now, a few ways that AI companies have used writers to be able to help their AI training. And listen up, you're even seeing some Indeed job offerings around AI writers. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. And I'm also going to share with you on ways you can up your game as a writer to understand and work with this and actually turn this into a lucrative career if you know that your intelligence, what you know about writing, apply to AI, communication, narrative, styles, characters, all this rich trove of data. That's the deep thinking AI doesn't have. And you might say yet, but that comes from experience, human experience, which is what makes us different and what makes AI, I would argue, better in terms of data. So AI has hired professional writers and editors to train AI models. Like for high quality content is the obvious one, but train chatbots. What's the tone? How to speak to a customer? And also writers think of the antagonist. What if somebody is not positive to the chatbot? All of this is really like structuring characters and avatars and response methods that also say what's not appropriate and what is appropriate. So writers, a couple of things you could be looking at, or anyone in creative, going into AI, studying and mimicking styles, finding ways to alternate these around. Style analysis and model comparison. This will take a little bit of extra work on your part, but understanding a little bit about AI, there are two things that if you know as a creative person about AI, at least conceptually, will help you. Number one, it's based on machine learning. And machine learning is what everyone called AI before AI was around, everyone who was sort of trying to describe what was going on. You've seen it in Netflix. You see those episodes because they know what you want, seeing what you like, and these films are like it. Other people have watched it. There's a whole soup of algorithms in there that gives you what you want. Machine learning helps us see what are patterns and what might be related to you. I mean, most of social media was built on this and amplifies it. So now you watch content in an echo chamber rather than actually interacting socially. That's an interesting little twist with AI, but it's true. AI is a creative partner. You can teach AI how to do this, but the second part you need to know is NLP. NLP is what enables AI to understand and generate in our languages, in the various ways that we speak. In fact, there's a great site called Brain Trust that matches up AI writers, but it's interesting because their initial outreach is all about, well, you have to know technical competence. And reading through this, how rare would it be to find somebody who knows how to actually engineer, program, and code, knows how to create content that is really excellent, understands how to communicate. You don't have to be an engineer, but for deep thinking, bring your writing skills, because all those writing skills, the way that hopefully your career has evolved, leads you to a great place here. So deep thinking, writers, step up, look at the jobs, see if you can understand a little bit more, and look into style analysis, mimicking. In fact, let's jump into the next section. I'm going to show you how comedy didn't make them laugh, but AI learned.